Guys, I'm super psyched to bring up next my longtime girlfriend and Shiro, Thara Natalie, to talk about her highly anticipated wellness retreat taking place in October this year in the picturesque locale of Tulum, Mexico.
Yes.
Yes. Thara
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Oh my God, absolutely. And for those of you who don't know how fabulous my girl is, let me just give you a little snippet. Thara is a certified yoga teacher, a Reiki master, and a meditation expert, among many other things. And it's all of this and more that she will be bringing to this epic retreat. Sweetheart, I know that you've already welcomed yourself, but officially, welcome to the Anoki Uncensored
Thank you so
show.
much. I'm bursting with so much excitement that I couldn't wait for the intro to be finished.
Oh my God, I love it. I just finished chatting with our girl Tam, the founder of Dress Your Face, about her much anticipated masterclass, is happening in New York this September the 4th. And we touched upon your involvement. Before we deep dive, the reason why, we're chatting today, which is your retreat, I want to kind of give people a little bit of context around what should they expect from your participation in the Dress Your Face masterclass. Talk a little bit about that before we dive.
I was so excited to get to meet her at your epic 20-year celebration for Anoki. So glad that I could be there. And
me too.
She is such an amazing spirit and an amazing businesswoman. And I was very inspired by learning her story. And my whole thing is all about creating the inner glow, right? It's about we can do all the things on the outer world, but if we don't work on what's inside, it's still not going to be fully aligned. And she got to experience my sound healing meditation for the first time that weekend. And she was really moved by it. And we were moved by each other. And I was like, I would love to come and share, because if we can reach all of these young girls and help them to, yes, work on learning all these amazing makeup tips and tricks, which I can't wait to learn as well. But also combining it with working on that inner dress, that inner glow.
Right.
So that's where I'm coming in. So I'm going to set the tone for everyone, help them light up from the inside out before they get into working on the makeup side of things.
Oh my God. And I have experienced you for so many years in many different facets, whether we are in a conversation virtually like this, of which we've had many, whether I am in your energy and you're in mine, I can attest to the fact that everything you touch is magical. Everything you touch is authentic. Everything you do is in service of self and humanity. And anyone out there that has the opportunity to experience you in a live environment needs to take that opportunity. They got a snippet of it at my event with Anoki 20. Honestly, people are still talking about it, sweetheart. I don't know if you've had people reach out, but people are still saying, and Tam said this as well. She said, Raj, I thought that the gala, like the last event, was going to be the one that was going to be the epic, one for me personally. But she said it was the brunch. And she said, and she said, honestly, the things that you shared, because me, I have no filter, and that, right?
After all these years, why would you, right?
Like, why would we, right? Why do we need to carry that trauma around? And then she said, but then when you brought up Thara, it just something magically changed in the air. Something magically changed for everyone. And that's what people are going to experience at, the Dress Your Face masterclass in New York on September the 4th. Yeah. And that is so much more that they're going to experience with your retreat. So let's talk about that. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So before we actually dive in, I'm kind of curious, because you know me, right? Being the marketer that I am, what's the significance of the name? Can you share the name and talk a little bit about that before we get more into kind of the curation?
Yeah, of course. And every time I create a name, it's always important. So the name for this retreat is Surrender into Your Light. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And surrender has been a very big theme for me in the past 7 months. Sadly, I experienced a very deep loss. I lost my mother in February.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason that I'm sitting here the way that I am, still bright, still full of love, still joyful, is really that word, surrender.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that was such a big lesson for me over the past 7 months. And that remembrance that we can't control everything, right? So
Mm-hmm.
even while my mom was in the hospital for those 3 weeks, I had to surrender to what was happening.
Right.
And we knew it wasn't going well. And so often our pain comes from wanting to be able to shift things.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we can't shift what's happening, right? There's a greater power that none of us fully understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to surrender to, this is what is best
Mm-hmm.
for my mom.
Right.
This is what is best for her. And my prayer very quickly, about 15 days into her being in the hospital, shifted. It wasn't save my mom. It wasn't bring her back to life. It wasn't fix her. It was do what best serves her.
Right.
Right. So surrendering into, I don't actually know what's best for her. You know. The universe knows, God knows, faith, whatever you call it. There's something greater than us that knows what's best for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to surrender into that experience and just cherish every moment that I had with her while she was in the hospital, and let her know how much I loved her and all of those things. That, thank God, I'm really blessed that I did while she was alive.
Yes.
So if there's anything I can give anyone from this experience, it's tell the people that you love them, forgive, don't hold on to grudges, say the things that you want to say, because that was a big part of my peace in my mom's passing, was that I knew that I had told her how much I loved her. I had no question that my mother knew I adored her and cherished every moment, every memory that we created together. And that really made me get to thinking, right? And then in the next 6 months, I continued on. Now I have my father and my grandmother living with us, with our family. And I was led to that.
Yeah.
And so many people will ask me, why, how are you doing this? And I'm like, because I'm just surrendering. I'm just letting myself hear the answers. I sit quiet and I'm guided, and I get the downloads of what path I'm supposed to go on. And when we put our house up for sale, I had a lot of people with lots of opinions. And I said to them, and that's okay. I get it, right? Take what you can and leave the rest.
Yes.
But what I said to them was, I will not move mountains. If my house is meant to sell, it will sell. If this is all meant to happen, it will happen.
Yes.
And funny enough, my word for 2023 that I set 2 days before my mom went into the hospital, my word was ease. My word was ease. And of course, when she first went into the hospital, I thought, well, this isn't ease. None of this is ease. What I'm dealing with isn't ease when I got that phone call from the doctor, right? But actually, it has been ease. Life isn't always in the way that we expect it to be, right? And we fight against it. And that's where the pain comes. That's where the sadness comes. That's where the depression comes, because we want it to be what it isn't. But if we surrender to what's happening and we continue to show up as our most loving, our most grateful, our most joyful, right? Our most peaceful, It's
Mm-hmm.
in those moments when it's hard that we have to keep showing up as all of those attributes. It's not about when it's easy to show up with joy. That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's when it's
Mm-hmm.
difficult. Can you still be joyful? Can you still be grateful? So that's what led me for this retreat. Everybody, we all need to surrender more. Right. And that it's not surrendering is not waving a white flag. It's not a giving up. It's an honor of what is.
Mm-hmm.
An honoring of what is, and then saying, okay, well, how can I show up as my best self in this situation?
Mm-hmm. Wow. I feel like that is who this is for. Before we get into what you've curated, what you've created, what the intention is, tell me, who is this for, this retreat?
So I think it's important, right? It's not just for someone who's lost a loved one, right? We experience loss in so many different ways. Mm-hmm. We experience loss of a relationship. We experience loss when we lose a job that we thought was our dream job, right? And we're constantly kind of fighting against it. So I think that this retreat is for someone who's finding themselves stuck and going in that circle and they keep hitting a wall. And it's like, how do we get you to surrender into what is so that we can find the ease and move through it to the other side?
Absolutely. Yeah. So what can these people expect to experience at this retreat? How many days is it? Walk us through the experience. And I know you're very intentional, and there'll be certain things you don't want people to, kind of pull themselves into. Like, I know it's not going to be massively curated, because there's a point where you need to experience.
Right, of course.
Right.
Yes, you know this about me. We have to
yes,
feel
I
it,
do.
right?
Yes.
And sometimes what you think is what I'm going to show up and lead in a workshop might shift because I see what's needed.
Yes.
Right. And that's important, to leave that space for more creation.
Absolutely.
But yes, we do have to have a schedule. That's part of it. So like you said, I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a Reiki healer. I'm a health coach. I'm a meditation teacher. So all of these things are going to come together. I think what's really important to note is this idea of 5 days, right? Okay. So we start on the Wednesday night and we finish on Sunday. And some people feel like, why? Why do I need to devote this much time? And I think...
Well, they're not me, because I'd be like, how come we're not doing this for a week?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We give vacations 7 days. We give vacations 14 days. Right. But we're with all of these people. We're with our family members. We're with our friends. We're with our children. We're with our parents, whoever it is. And there's still an element of being there for everyone else.
Right. A big element.
Yeah. Right. Even though you're on vacation, you're still there with other people. You're still caring for those other people. You're still doing what someone else wants to do. You're right. Right. When you go on a retreat like this alone for this many days, you're able to tune out of all of the stuff. You get to leave that all behind, all of your responsibilities, right? All of the things that you worry about, you get to tune it all out for a few days. So I think
that's hard to do, right, Tara? That's hard to do. And this is why that's the component of curation that's needed. That's where your expansive skill set comes into play to help people layer by layer, however it speaks to them, to be able to accomplish that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it takes a few days. It takes like 2 days just to have that moment where you go, oh, okay.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And some people experience all sorts of different things when they go on vacation, right? Some people get sick when they go on vacation.
Right.
Some people feel really tired when they go on vacation because it's like your body finally has a moment to breathe. But because we're curating it, and because I'm adding in all of these supportive wellness tools, you're able to really tap in. And I think a big question that people have for me is often, well, what if I don't do a lot of yoga? What if I don't know how to meditate? You know, what if I haven't experienced these things? Well, this is the perfect deep dive.
Right.
It's not, I don't need the most advanced practitioners on the retreat with me. It's really a beautiful way to start a practice. I have one of my friends who wound up coming with me last year, and her yoga practice truly began after the retreat. She had dabbled in it, but now she comes consistently twice a week because she saw the benefits, because we were doing yoga twice a day together as a group.
Right.
And she got to see how great she felt. And then it was really easy when she came home to say, this is important to me, and I'm going to make it a priority. And now she's really developed her practice. So you don't need to be experienced to come. This is such a great opportunity to experience all of it and see what really resonates with you.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity if you're someone who used to meditate, but you've fallen off your meditation practice.
Right.
Well, let's dig back in together. Right. So it's really all levels. I loved on the last retreat, we had all ages of women, which again, we learn from each other. Right. Us, the younger ones learn from the older ones learn from the younger ones.
Right.
And it's beautiful synergy that happens. And people who only one couple knew each other, two women knew each other. Everyone else was complete strangers. And within 24 hours, I was so amused I was literally giggling because it was so fun for me to see the connections that were made within 24 hours. You could have walked in the room and thought these women knew each other from before. So, and I know that's another big fear, right? Like, I can't go alone. I don't know anyone. Go alone. Don't come with someone who's putting their preconceived notions of who they think you are on you. Come alone and get to uncover those pieces of yourself that you didn't know you existed.
Right.
That you didn't know existed. So you get to take those new pieces of you home.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that. You get to take these new pieces of you home. Oh my God, that line right there. Can we put that in quotation marks on your social media? So let me ask you this, my love. What do you hope people get out of the whole experience? I feel you've answered that already, but let's encapsulate it.
So we're going to do everything, like I said, from yoga to Reiki. The food is nourishing vegan food, but it's so delicious that for months after the retreat, I could still taste it. I already can't wait to go back and experience it again. We're going to go on excursions. So we go and do these activities, things that you wouldn't necessarily do. I jumped off a cliff last time I was there. Yes, I jumped off a cliff into water, and it was so exhilarating. You know, we're going to do a Temazcal ceremony this time.
Can you share a little bit about what that is?
It's like a heated igloo, and it's meant to bring you back to when you were in your mother's womb.
Wow.
So you go into this tiny space, and we're going to do this healing ceremony, because the truth is we all carry past trauma, past hurt, past experiences from this lifetime and from others. We carry them into our lives, but we don't have to let them define who we are today.
Right.
Not in a negative way, right? They can be what propel us forward. But again, it's a little bit of uncovering those traumas that we've packed down deep inside of us and that we've covered with the rug that we don't want to deal with.
Right.
Because it feels easier to not deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can acknowledge them, we can move through them. So the Temazcal is going to be one of those experiences to help us tap in to those past experiences and move out of them, move through them. So I'm so excited because that's something new for this retreat. So yeah, it's just all about stepping outside of our comfort zones, checking into where we feel like we're holding ourselves back.
Yeah.
And figuring out where we need to surrender a little bit, soften a little bit, stop pushing.
Start that's a hard one.
Right? Stop pushing. That's a
hard one.
So hard for everything. Having that faith, having that trust that what is meant for us will find us.
Yes.
And that sometimes
another quote, please. Another quote.
Right?
On
what is
social.
meant for us will find us. And that sometimes our dream, our vision for ourselves is actually smaller than the one we're destined for.
Wow. Of course.
Right?
That's the magic right there.
If we stop pushing so hard for the one thing that we think, we swear, we're sure we need, we might open ourselves up to an even bigger world of opportunity.
Mm-hmm. And after the shutdown period that we had, globally speaking, what a great opportunity of just multi-leveled experience of self and others.
Yeah.
Right. In these magical 5 days in October that people can experience who they need to be next.
Yes.
Identify.
Perfect timing before the new year, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit, Thara. 5 days in October. What are the dates? Where do we need people to go find out more information, to go sign up? And I know that this is very, very tight and closed in terms of the amount of people that are going by default of what you want people to experience, right?
It's not about a big group. It's about a small, intimate group so that we can all really hold each other and connect, right?
Right.
It's got to be a little capsule.
Yes.
So it's October 18th to the 22nd. So it's coming up, but I think that that's a beautiful thing because sometimes we need to jump.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes we just need to leap. So it's October 18th to the 22nd. Everything is on my Instagram at Thara Natalie. And there's a link in my bio with all the beautiful details.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah. Oh my God, it's that easy, guys. I thought that
literally was that easy. Just click the link, click book now. Let's go. I can't wait. I'm so excited. My heart is bursting at the opportunity to share. I posted this morning and you know, that's my, I don't even want to say gift. It's my purpose, right?
Right.
It's my purpose. My purpose is I went through pain. And I learned how to come through the pain and to channel that pain into my purpose, right? So if I can support others in doing the same, that is truly my greatest gift.
Oh, and, you know, you did this retreat. You spoke about this a little bit off the top. You did this retreat already. What I wanted to ask you is, you know, based on, you know, the experience of that one, what did you learn from that helped you plan this one? Because, you know, a lot of what you do is based on experience and based on feedback and based on what actually transpired and happened with the people there, right?
Yeah. I think that everyone loved it so much, right? I've been to Mexico many times, but Tulum is different. The energy there, there's ancient ruins there from the Mayans. Yeah. So the energy is very magical. There's just no other way to explain it. So I got very positive feedback. We had positive feedback about the hotel, the food, and I had to surrender a little bit. The truth is, I was planning my next retreat somewhere else. I had already started planning it. And then my mom passed, but I still wanted to host a retreat. So I had to surrender and shift my plans and step back and say, you know what? I loved this experience. I know it was an incredible experience. So why am I trying to reinvent the wheel?
Right.
Just go back, do it again. Right.
And you know what I feel? What I feel knowing you the way that I know you, you have this magical way of providing knowledge, but not dictating the outcome of what people will do with that knowledge. You just have this magical way of doing that. And that's why I feel that anyone out there that's watching, listening, or reading this, if you are anywhere in a place where you feel that you need to learn more about self, that you need to give more space to self, that you need to maybe remove some traumas that you've experienced. Some of them are yours, some of them are from the DNA of, you know, your past life, your family's past life, your bloodline, right? I really, really know that you're going to be called to this retreat. Again, Thara, let people know how simple it is for them to find out more and for them to sign up.
Yes, thank you. At Thara Natalie is my Instagram, link in bio. It's all there. Surrender into your light.
I love you so much. I thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing this, for sharing my gift with others. I appreciate you so much.
Absolutely, sweetheart. It's a gift for me to have the opportunity to share you with others. Thank you so much for coming on, my love.
And I'll see you in September.
Absolutely. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Look at this timing. As we end, I'll let him say hi.
Hi. Hi. Hi, sweetheart. Hello. Hi. You want to say hello to everybody out there?
Say hello to everyone. Tell them, go to mommy's retreat. What? He brought me some crystals.
Oh my God.
He brought me some crystals. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Look at that timing. Love you so much. Thanks for watching and listening and reading, everyone.
Absolutely. There you have it, guys. 2 incredible events in one show. We've talked about one in New York where Thara is participating in the Dress Your Face Beauty Masterclass, as am I, this Labor Day long weekend, specifically on September the 4th, one incredible day of 360-degree beauty, female empowerment and well-being, and one in Tulum, curated and hosted by Thara herself, with all of that fabulousness to feed, enrich, and empower the mind, body, and soul. And if this little nugget of wisdom, this little bit of time that we've shared with Thara even remotely made you feel good and gave you a smile on your face, what is it going to be like spending 5 magnificent days in paradise with the energy of this woman? You know that you need to do this. Go and do this, guys. Just go and do this. You know that you need this for yourself. Thank you so much again to Thara. Thank you for
having me.
Absolutely. And also to Tam, who was on just previously. And guys, don't delay. FOMO is real.
Yeah.
And I'll see you again on another episode of the Anoki Uncensored Show. And until then, stay connected with us on our free magazine blog at anokilife.com, our socials at Anoki Life, and of course, our free weekly newsletter. And you take care of yourself, guys. I cannot wait to see you next week. Go sign up now. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear.